Today we'll be talking about direct variation. This would be the tutorial for Algebra 1. So direct variation is a relationship between two quantities. One quantity is a multiple of the other quantity. When a direct variation is graphed, it will be a straight line passing through the origin. The equation for direct variation would be y equals mx, where m is the constant that would be multiplied by x. In a direct variation, y will vary directly with x. So if x increases, y will increase. If x decreases, y will decrease. An example would be if our equation was y equals 3x. If x equaled 1, then y would equal 3, because 3 times 1 would give us 3. And if x was 4, then y would be 12. And then same with the decrease. If the equation was the same, y equals 3x. If x equals 5, then y would equal 15. And if x decreased to 2, then y would decrease to 6. So let's use an example. Let's say you're driving down the road at 70 miles per hour. The distance you drive in miles is 70 times the number of hours you drive, and the number of miles you drive varies directly with the number of hours that you drive. So if we were going to write an equation for this, we'd let y would equal the miles driven. We have x equal the hours driven, and 70 would equal the constant multiple in the miles per hour. So our equation would be y equals 70x. If we drove for 2 hours, we would multiply 70 times 2, and that would give us 140, which would be how many miles that we drove. And if we drove 5 hours, we would multiply 70 times 5, which would give us 350 miles. Well, that ends this tutorial. Hopefully you learned something about direct variation.